My name is Chase Davis, and my topic is why we should raise the minimum wage. I think we should raise the minimum wage from $7.25 an hour to $12 an hour because I think it would help the health, the physical and mental health of citizens in the United States. It would also help stimulate the economy. I'm going to start off by talking about how it's going to help the mental and physical health of people. The study showed that a minimum wage increase could actually decrease the risk of premature death in people ages 24 to 44. It also showed that it could increase lifespan, which, as you see, that probably goes hand in hand. According to Kansas City, Missouri Health Department, 47% of deaths can be linked to 6 different factors, and 3 of those are actually income related, meaning that people in poverty are more likely to suffer from some of these kind of statistics. Also, it showed that income inequality played a role in 32% of deaths around that area too, which is really alarming. Aside from the obvious physical effects of possible hunger and or gaining weight because they have to eat on really cheap foods that are fatty and full of sugar and carbs. There's mental health effects of a low minimum wage, and that is that people suffering from poverty oftentimes are a lot more prone to have something like anxiety, depression, mood disorders, and a lot of those can be directly linked to the stress of poverty. Even more so than that, whenever we start talking about people's lives, suicide rates among impoverished people are really high, a lot higher than people from middle class. Showed that people that are in the poverty range are actually 50% more likely to commit suicide, which is just an awful statistic. And as we get to the more economical side of the thing, you're going to hear a lot of people complain that, hey, I've got to pay, my money that I'm making is going to, somebody on welfare that doesn't work, or, they just assume they don't work. But what they don't understand is that a lot of people that are on these welfare programs that actually work full time, it's just that a $7.25 an hour minimum wage just isn't enough to suffice for some of these people. And statistics show that, even a raise of just 10 could result in 1 million people being lifted from poverty in a study recently done. But a lot of times, the money that we're spending on welfare out of our paychecks is actually going towards people that are working full time just like us. They still are just so far behind. And a lot of people think that it would hurt the economy to be spending more money, but what they don't understand is that the extra money that these people would be making, that they're being lifted from poverty, would be spilled right back into the economy with the purchases of cars, houses, electronics, whatever it may be, just paying, even just beginning to pay taxes. A lot more money gets spilled back in the economy, nearly $70 million. Also, it's going to increase employment as as the demand increases, as people make more money, buying more things. They're going to increase employment because they're going to need more people. I only see one truly good alternative to raising the minimum wage, and that's a basic income program. I've seen a lot of support for this on the news and stuff like that, and pretty much this program is what the government would set in place, a minimal level that each citizen of the United States can make. So nobody will ever make less than whatever the government may set that price at. Also, my last point is that in 1968 the minimum wage was $1.60, and here we are in 2016 with that $7.25 an hour minimum wage. And while that must sound like really good progress, it's actually not, because if you look at 1968 dollars, it's actually the equivalent of $10.74 in this hour. So pretty much we have digressed as we progress through the years. Because if the wage had kept track with productivity gains and inflation and stuff like that, we would see a lot more. We would see a lot more money on the minimum wage, actually up to $20 an hour, which is nearly triple where we're at now. I just really think that a wage from $7.25 an hour to $12 an hour would help the mental and physical health of our impoverished citizens of America, and it would also help stimulate the economy in a lot of different ways.